Hello. So I'm here with a quick little reading wrap up. I have 5 books to talk about. These are no longer weekly, they're just whenever the hell I feel like it. So let's talk. First up, the first book I read recently, I read And Then They Were Gone by Judy Bebelar and Ron Cabral. And this is a nonfiction book about Jonestown. It's about the teenagers who went to Jonestown and died there. It is by 2 of the people who taught them when they were living in California at Opportunity High, and it is really, really, really well done. This was, as somebody who knows a lot about Jonestown and as somebody who has been teaching for 4 years, this hit hard in a lot of kind of the best ways and the worst ways. Because you knew when you got to know these kids that most of them were gonna be dead. Some of them didn't die. Some of them were either like on the basketball team that was out of town when they killed themselves, or some of them escaped the cult before they went down to Guyana, but some of them didn't, and you knew they weren't going to. And I think the one that hit me the hardest for some reason was Mark Sly. I don't know why, it was just the way he was described, and the fact that you knew that he wasn't gonna make it out was really that really hit it. That really hit it for me. And this was really, I mean, you could tell that the authors had a lot of feelings about this that they hadn't let go of in the past 50 years that they've really just been rethinking, and I just cannot imagine how terrible those 3 boys, those 3 sons of Jim Jones, how terrible they must feel constantly. Like, it is just, only one of them was his biological son, but the one biological son, the 2 adopted sons, they all survived. They were all out of town, and that is just, ugh. Overall, I did give it 5 out of 5 stars. It was a good one. It was definitely harrowing. It was harrowing. Then I read my own book on a completely different lens here. I read my own book. I read Class B. This is my most recent release. I came out with it like a couple weeks ago or something. I don't remember. And this is a Pentology of Hell book. It says Pentology of Hell number 6 up here. It is a companion novel. The main story of the Pentology is all wrapped up in the first 5 books, but this kind of goes and realizes that we didn't really deal with Casey at all. Like, he just kind of zipped away and never came back. So this is him coming back. And Casey's just always my favorite character in the Pentology of Hell. He's the first fictional character I ever created. And so he's got a soft spot. I've got a soft spot for him in my heart. But no, this is my book, which is very fun, very exciting. Pentology of Hell companion novel. This is what my list is looking like, and Promise Me is coming out pretty soon. I still need to get a cover, but I'm in the retyping, post-editing stage on that one, so it's gonna be coming out before the end of summer for sure. But yeah, no, I enjoy this. I wouldn't write books that I don't enjoy, so I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read a manga. I actually read 2 volumes of this manga. This is not a manga I'm going to be continuing on with. These I read as part of a really kind of aborted 30 and 30 thing. It's turned into 61 and 61 because I didn't finish it in April, so I added May on there, and it's looking like I'm not going to finish it in May either, so I'm going to add June on there. And luckily, you know, June is after school has ended, so maybe I'll finish it. But I did read the 2nd volume of We Never Learn by Taishi Tsutsui. I'm going to find you. Yeah, this is cute. Cute art. This is about this guy who he's very poor, but he really wants a scholarship that will get him into the school of his dreams. But the problem is, to get that, he needs to tutor the 3 smartest, well, the 3 girls in school who are the best at what they do, and 2 of them are 2 of the smartest girls in school, but unfortunately they don't want to go down their general talent. Like, the science girl wants to go into lit and liberal arts, and the liberal arts girl wants to go into sciences. And then there's this athlete who is a very good swimmer but very dumb. This is not a series that I'm going to be continuing. I just don't really see the point in it. It's pretty meh, honestly. It's cute to a point, and I like the character dynamics to a point, but not in a way that makes me really want to read it that much more. I give this 2 out of 5. Then I reread a book. This is one of my favorite childhood series. I reread the 1st book earlier this year, and then I reread the 2nd book, and I'm planning on continuing to reread the series like in order. I don't think I've ever read them in order, because when I was little, I just grabbed whatever ones the library had, honestly. So I reread the second book. I say volume like it's a monster. It's the second book in the Sammy Key series. This is The Skeleton Man by Wendelin Van Dranen. And these books they're basically a 90s Nancy Drew. Sammy Keys is so goddamn cool. I thought she was the coolest when I was 8, and I think she's the coolest now. She lives illegally in a retirement home with her grandma. She wears high tops and she jaywalks, and she's so cool, and she is solving all these mysteries and getting in fights at school. And I love Sammy Keys. I love Sammy Keys so much. I think these books are so fun. I really, really enjoy them. And this was a fun reread. I think there are aspects to them that are really funny, like when she borrows like a tape recorder. Like they haven't like aged super well, but not in like a racist way, you know. There's somebody who wears a gypsy costume in here, that does happen. But like just in terms of like, are the children gonna understand this? Probably not. But I did enjoy rereading this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm excited to continue rereading the series. And then I also did read Volume 3 of We Never Learn, and I did like this one marginally better than Volume 2, but not well enough that I want to continue on with the series, so I gave this 2.5 out of 5 stars. Currently, I'm reading a lot of books. I don't know if you want to call this a reading slump. I'm reading a lot of books at once right now. It is a massive stack, and so I'm going to show you what they are. I'm rereading Les Mis. I've been working on this for a while and I haven't gotten very far, but I am rereading it. I am trying to learn shorthand, so I'm reading StenoScript ABC shorthand. So this is going to teach me shorthand. I'm reading Lying Low by Diane Johnson. For my Kindle book, my current Kindle book is still The Sunshine Court. I just haven't been reading it. I'm really enjoying it whenever I read it. I just don't read on my Kindle all that often. I'm working my way through Pretty Boy by Jet Masterson. It's just not very good, and it blindsided me. For some reason, I did not know that this was Omegaverse. I should have. No, you know what? Nothing on the back says it's Omegaverse. I didn't know it was Omegaverse, and that's really kind of harshing my vibe right now. I'm reading Spy School. This was one of the book clubs for one of my groups of 5th graders, but we never finished it. Tomorrow's the last day of school. We're never going to, so I'm just finishing it on my own because I have to finish it. House of Hades, which is from my classroom library because one of my sometimes let the 5th graders pick what books I'm going to read, and they picked this one. I've already read this one, but I still read it. And I'm rereading Words of Radiance, but I haven't read this since like 2015, so it doesn't feel like much of a reread. And one more. I am also reading The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire by Edward Gibbon, and I'm taking this slow because this motherfucker, like, he wrote this in the 1800s, and you can tell, man, the words that this man uses it's gorgeous language, but it's dense. It's so dense. That's what I'm currently reading. I hope to finish these, post haste. I know some of them are obviously going to take me longer, like, Les Mis, which I'm okay with. I'm perfectly fine with Les Mis taking me a while. It is a reread. How many of these are even rereads? Because I feel like it's a lot of them. 1, 2, okay, only 3 of them are rereads, but still, that feels like a lot. These are the books I read recently. That is all for today. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.